My name is AJ Santos Chong, aka Robin Hoodloom, the Top Wanderer. That's Robin Hoodloom with an L-O-O-M. I'm a conscious rapper. Across from me is Jason, 100%. He's the engineer for this song, so 100% of the monies will be going to him. It would not be going to him if I knew how to record myself, which is not the situation. So my petition was, how come the Skid Row rappers are not addressing harm reduction, drug abatement, and things close to the hearts of the Skid Row populace? Because I was formerly homeless 2 decades, I've been housed 11 years, I have interacted with 10,000 addicts. So stuff that's written down here is not necessarily my specific plight. I did borrow from a certain best friend of mine who was a bluesman guitarist. So certain areas in here are not totally my story. So this is going to be a performance piece that I would like to perform at the, I guess it's called the 17th Festival for Skid Row Artists in Gladys Park. At that time, I would have given Jason the $500 and we would have printed 100 CDs to hand out for free. That would be the culmination. The culmination might include a music video. It will go over budget, but that's not Skid Row Artists Alliance problem. I will pick up that bill. I'm just very happy the SRAA has allowed me these funds because I do have ADD. So when a person has attention deficit disorder, even though I'm an A+ student in college and I have 200 units in college in above and below the line training, meaning training in front of and behind the camera, the ADD did not allow me to get general education because I would be spaced out. I don't know how to do no college level math. I'm just going to so everything creative, I was top director, top actor, top. That's why I'm the Top Wanderer. So I'm glad that SRAA is hovering over my head because now I have to produce this song. And I'm glad I'm giving all of my monies to Jason because this must be produced. If I was just going along with my ADD, I'd just be homeless another 20 years. And I'm already 50. About to turn 51 in October. So, okay, so I'm going to recite to you another rhyme that's also incomplete. Until this rhyme sounds with something more fluid, I don't really recite in public stuff that's choppy. So the majority of rappers are choppy. I'm not choppy. I'm more of like a sing rapper. Akon is one of my role models, or a more understandable Bone Thugs. So, okay, so I'm gonna recite a different song called Bump to Number One. And until this, after 24 renditions, this is the first rendition. There will be, each line you see, there will be 24 renditions. So if we have 34 lines here, there must be, that's my process. Each one must change 24 times. And at that time, it will sound like Bump to Number One, which you're about to hear. So the beat to Bump to Number One might go something like this. So we're gonna cut that short. On your mark, get set, go. When you're with a number uno, straight to the T.O.P. When you put your trust in the I thought you already know. All you got to do is put your trust in who? Alpha chapter. Remember, this is a different sound. That I need this to sound like that. Alpha chapter. Once upon a time, a divine design, a bone rush, mission lines, because it lost his mind. Stuck in a rut, a puff it and sip it. Should have been dipping in the compositions. It'd be MIA for a decade, then awaken to making great change by switching his mission from sniffing to spitting lines. Worldwide dollar center of the times. Jumping in like Abby Dimes. All we for this racing kid for the pizza Skid Row couple condos that showed me how to compose hot butter gutter ghetto prose that flows for advances at palatial castles with marble mantles. That adorns the golden throne that shall crown the rap sire that uprises out of societal mind like the heat phoenix flying out of life's fires. Then my 3 female backup singers will say, time to attain their destined desires. but he's broke financially, so he's battling unsteadily versus armies of crap rappers and rattling cans armed with basket buggies, seasoned recycling facilities to redeem these CRVs for measly money because it's feeding for the 40. Folks pushed to rest depression momentarily just to rudely awaken to reality. Hagback scabulators, reckon I hate us. With a scummy bum just grumbling and giggling. Folks don't need to worry. He's just daydreaming a new scenery. Cruising Lamborghinis with dimes and sweet bikinis. Shell his delusions, grandiosity. Finally manifest destiny. On your mark, get set, go. On your winner numero uno, straight to the T.O.P. When you put your trust in D, I thought you already knew. All you got to do is put your trust in who? And then I'm not gonna do Omega chapter. So now let's get on to the song. Since this is in the choppy phase, I don't perform it in public too much. He did provide a beat. After we leave, I will give him another 50, so we will be on the 200th or $500. By the time I give him his full 500, we would have printed out 100 CDs, and I would have this memorized for the 17th Festival for Skid Row Artists. It's a performance art piece, so there will be drug paraphernalia involved. And so AJ, a former crackhead, like pretend it's a piece of crack, I would be on the ground clucking and shit.
Hey man.
So we gonna take it back to when AJ was an addict, because this is a harm reduction, a drug abatement song. Okay, I'm not rapping about rims and bitches.
Right.
We rapping about some real shit. Back when I used to dig up in the trash bin for my next den, all this suffering led to lyrical wins. Okay, so we gonna read just a tiny bit because we only have 10 minutes. Okay, so here's a little bit on top. Out the homeless tundra, spitting thunder. It's Robin Hoodloom, the top wanderer. A billion addicts from Skid Row, the world will combos. The Skid Row combo condo showed me how to compose hot butter gutter ghetto prose. Here's the gory story of addiction's mission to have us missing in action. Found OD dead in an alley. No obituary, no legacy. Black sheep disowned by family. John Doe with a toe tag at the county mortuary. Don't let this be D. All right, so now that we got rid of that part, we're gonna play a little bit of the beat that he provided so nicely for $100. Beats are usually 500 to 50,000. So he was nice enough to give me a beat because he likes how I rap. Because everybody likes how I rap. Unless you're a handsome Himalayan player hater, then you mad that you can't rap like me. But he is a supporter of me, where other rappers might be, oh man, we got to share the stage with AJ. We might as well not perform. That's how we be, but he's a supporter. So here it is. This is a beat he provided, and beats usually cost out. I don't know. Oops. So this, and I did not write this rhyme to this beat. I wrote it with no beat. So I just want to hear you his production value. We'll hear a minute of it. Oh yeah. I smoked it up and I pluck it on the floor. I ain't got no more. Now it's time to call family. They wondering what type of life is it now gonna be? All cussed I must have been on a good one, baby. Baby. So that is his beat. That's a sample of the beat that he is providing. Let me get that off. I'm not a technical wizard like him. So he's gonna do a little ad-libbing, and then I'm just gonna, so each concept you read, we will go from number 1 to 17. Each concept that you read, I must change 24 times until it starts to rhyme. So these are, so can you do the ad lib? Low down.
On the good one, baby. On the good one, baby. Baby.
Damn, man, I got paid my GR today.
Baby.
12:01 midnight.
On the good one,
221 with 94 food stamps.
On the baby.
was trying to avoid getting high on crack.
Baby, baby. I'm the good one, baby.
So I bought a $50 pair of Pumas with fat
Baby,
laces.
baby. I'm the good one, baby.
Line 6. The dealer knew my payday and gave me a free rock hit.
I'm the good one, baby.
So I
Baby,
light up my
baby,
Richard
baby.
Pryor boulder
I'm
and
the
melt
good
it to hear
one,
it sizzle.
baby. Baby,
I take a hit of the coke smoke and blast off into space. My ears are ringing, but then I suddenly crash. Now I gotta get me a $50 stash. 50 turns into 100, 100 turns into 200. Now I'm a broke arse joke. So I sell my food stamps for half price at 80. And I smoke that up too. By sundown, I sell my shoes to the dealer for a nickel hit. Then I walk barefoot to the LA Mission to sign up for a bed. And that's line 17, folks. So I want to thank SRAA and Jason for hovering over the ADD mine, because if I was not getting paid, I would not achieve nothing. The only reason I was straight A's in directing, acting, filmmaking is because we had to work for the A+, which I got. If we didn't have to work for an A+, if I didn't have to work to answer to SRAA and didn't have to answer to Bobby, this 4-song demo might not ever be made. So I'm glad that SRAA, whoever the shot callers are, I know he might be one, I'm glad they said yes to this grant, because I know there's something called an ongoing. Maybe if I do good and present this properly at the 17th Festival for Skid Row Artists, there may or may not be another 500, and then maybe not, and then a 4-song demo can be produced, and I can give it to who I used to chauffeur for. She discovered Tupac, she discovered Keisha Cole, she worked under, she's best friends with Quincy Jones III, who's better known as QD3, and her name is, I'm not going to tell you her name. She's a mini female mogul. She's portrayed in movies and everything. She discovered many famous people. And the problem is, she tells us, well, Tupac wrote 3 songs a day. I cannot do that because of my ADD, and I'm a caregiver to 3 people. So I hope to have a vestige of proactivity to try to produce at least a 4-song demo. So thank you to SRAA. Thank you to y'all for hovering over my head and making me accountable to where the money goes. In this round, 100% of the 500 goes to Jason because I can't record myself. Have a blessed day, folks. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.